Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Doug from MIpet, and welcome to our second video about essentially our documentation process of running this new company. A little deeper of a description about these videos. It's not about us running MIpet, which some of you may not even care about per se. It's kind of about documenting the process of starting a business, running a business, everything that kind of we come across. I thought it would be an interesting thing to document for essentially anyone that's out there that's looking for something to watch on the internet based on business or just sort of something in the vein of that. And heck, if you're a fan of MIpet and you want to kind of follow us along our sort of adventure of running this company, then welcome. This is week 2 of our the start of week 2. Actually, technically tomorrow would be the start of week 2, which would be Tuesday. And this week we're going to kind of shift our attention towards some new things. But before that, I'd like to just recap sort of what happened in week 1. As I documented in the first video, I kind of broke down what MIpet is all about, and in week 2, some of those things, you know, kind of happened. So we launched on Tuesday. We had an initial sort of like, obviously, you know, excitement of everyone that has kind of asked us about MIpet. We've had an Instagram account open for months before we launched. We thought we were going to launch sooner, but we ran into some issues with the metal that we chose. Just sort of, once again, lack of understanding or knowledge of the product. I used to sell t-shirts, and when I first made my first t-shirt, we spent twice as much as we should have. We probably used the wrong t-shirts. I'm sure we went with the wrong company, essentially. And with the first round of the metal component of the tag, we ran into the same exact problem. We kind of trusted a source that we thought we were going to get some stainless steel from. I'm not a guy that has a lot of knowledge in metal prior to this, so I kind of trusted the process, and it turns out what we ended up getting wasn't stainless steel, so the entire process really failed us. Just for an example, when you get a MIpet tag, we have to engrave it, and it's not really engraving as much as it's a laser marking. And we use a fiber laser, which is permanently marking the metal, and on stainless steel, there's a certain amount of carbon that goes to the surface and is what you see as the mark, the black mark on the tag. It's actually part of the metal. With our previous metal, that wasn't happening. Also, there was some bizarre coating on the surface, and so that was a little bit of like some production issues we had. And so once we got that resolved, obviously we launched as soon as we could. So there were people that obviously were kind of looking out for our stuff earlier, and I think those guys were able to get their orders in. I think we had a nice little kind of, you know, bump on the first day. Like anything else, any expectation for this idea of anything but a grind, or the sort of the pitch guy who's like, you know, hey, come over here, let me show you what we got. We're finding out a couple things. Number one, Instagram is amazing for getting your name out, but not in the sense that maybe you might think. For example, it's not like you put a post on the internet and 9,000 people find it and love you and, you know, share it with their friends and buy stuff, and you know, from that perspective, that doesn't happen. But what does happen is it's really awesome to be able to literally search something that is right in your niche and be able to reach out to people directly and say, hey, you know, my name's Doug, I'm from MIpet, and I wanted to show you this tag we have. You have an animal, it looks like the dog doesn't have a tag on his collar. Hey, maybe we can sort of, you know, be a solution to that. So it's a lot of sort of really grassroots dynamics happening. And I think, to be fair, the more that this week went on, the reception I got back was actually wildly greater than I thought I could imagine. As a matter of fact, I reached out to a few accounts a little hesitantly. You know, they're somewhat large, you know, in terms of an Instagram following. I'm just thinking they're probably thinking I'm just some spam bot or just some guy who's trying to, I don't know, hawk something, which isn't really the case at all, obviously, but they responded amazingly. It was almost kind of that feeling you get when you ever do something in life because you asked a question and you were blown away that the response was what it was, and then you sit back and remember the moment you debated on even asking the question in the first place. The answer is that always ask the question. Worst case scenario is, my logic was, they don't even respond. I mean, that's worst case scenario. I guess worst case beyond that would be telling us to go screw ourselves or something, but nonetheless, really good momentum from that perspective. The negative to it, of course, in building a business, is that you're literally knocking on, figuratively, everyone's door and saying, "Hey, what's up? My name's Doug. I have this company. Would you like to have a look at it?" But in all fairness, there was no intention going into this that this would be anything but that. It really is going to be that for a long time. We created some displays, which you might have seen on our social media. And by the way, anytime, if you catch this randomly on YouTube, you want to go follow us on Instagram. It's MIPetCompany. Our YouTube channel, obviously, is what you're watching this on, but, you know, MIPetco is our website, MIPetCompany is our Instagram, so go follow us there, you know, obviously subscribe to us here, all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, our display was kind of meant to be something that could be a passive, like, almost in a lot of ways, me knocking on everyone's, you know, Instagram account. It's the same kind of idea, but hey, you're shopping somewhere, you're buying other things, you walk by this display and you kind of, it catches your eye and you're like, what is this? And, you know, we'll have some information there that you could take home with you. You go to our website. You know, the issue with us inherently is that we have a very personalized product that we cannot make on site. The fiber laser machine that makes our finished product is wildly expensive. It's the size of your washer and dryer combined, if not larger, and it really is daunting, and I'm not quite sure, unless we were sort of much bigger, that we could even entertain that idea. So one of our challenges this week is sort of introducing a thing like a display, asking people about, hey, you know, do you know any vets, rescues, Michigan-based stores? You kind of get the idea. Something that, like, you could leave it and people could understand it. They take something home with them and maybe they, you know, go to the website or check us out that way. Also, in terms of things I've come across, I've noticed that all the sort of things you read about, you know, do a giveaway, engage, really, all that stuff is fantastic, and we are doing all those things, but really, my thought every morning is sort of, how can I add value to what we're doing? Because let's be honest, we're selling a product, and after maybe you buy a product from us, what's the point of engaging with us past that? You know, things like making this video, or, you know, trying to get the community of pet lovers and pet rescues and people together is sort of our bigger goal. Really, the idea is we're not here to sell you a product, we're here to build a brand, which in time could become much more. To be fair, the idea of us donating the rescue money, you know, for everything sold, we'd like to expand that to anything else we may make in the future. You know, hell, in 10 years, maybe we're making pet food, you know, dog food, cat food, other things that maybe there's sort of a need for. I've been taking our dogs for a walk a lot this past week, and I'm noticing we have 2 leashes because we have 2 dogs. It's a real big pain in the butt trying to kind of navigate that a bit, and I keep thinking about what else could be done better. Also, in the summertime, our dogs get wet because they're on our boat or they're just outside just getting filthy, and their collars are god-awful. I don't play hockey, but everyone or anyone who has played or is dealing with someone who is playing or has played knows that the hockey bag is probably the most disgustingly smelling thing on earth, and I think the second most disgusting thing on earth is a dog, or, well, I'd say a dog collar. So even solving that problem in a better way might be something we kind of look into. As you can see, like, my brain kind of goes everywhere. Our focus is the tags. It will be for a very long time. And just getting eyeballs on our product is our goal here. We've engaged in some advertising, more or less to just see what happens. We're not, you know, to be fair, anything you do from an Instagram advertisement or a Facebook advertisement, if you're not spending thousands of dollars, you're not going to get an amazing result. But what you kind of can do by putting in a couple bucks, you know, let's say $100, let's say, what you can get is a little bit of feedback in terms of who's interested. For example, we did a Facebook advertisement and it was 95% women that clicked on our ads. Also, no one really under 25 clicked on our ads, and a lot of people over 65 did click on our ads. We kind of hit, I think our main demo, as odd as this sounds, even though our largest demo was 65 over, our grouping of demographics that was highest was 25 to 34, which is kind of what I thought it would be. But it's just a bizarre sort of set of stats that are just, you know, digestible but very interesting. Other than that, like I said, it's just a matter of sort of keeping consistent. I think consistency is key for us. You know, going on Instagram and communicating and talking with people and engaging people and trying to find new ways to get our name out there is sort of the name of the game right now. Sales are great. We feel they'll come, you know, in a number that we're hoping for in time, but it's not about that right now. It's really about building a name, you know, where people can recognize us, or they hear the name and they're like, I've seen that before. Or they see a tag, which, by the way, will be going out early this week. The way we kind of do our tag runs, just in case I haven't mentioned it before, is because of the large amount of sort of the machine that we're using, we basically try to kind of do a grouping of sales and then print based on, you know, the amount that we get. At the very least, we'll do it once a week. So if our demand is crazy one week, we may do a 2-run week. If the demand is just sort of palatable within the realm of what we know we can do on one sort of go print, we'll do that maybe every Friday. So being that this was the first week, we're still establishing a process. And so it is Monday. We will have those tags out to print by Tuesday. They'll ship out by midweek. You know, barring anything unforeseen. But anyway, I think that's kind of long enough of me rambling. I think I'm up to 12 and a half minutes or so. I'll probably edit this down so it's under 10. But we're plugging away. We're excited. We're motivated. You know, happy to be here, honestly. One thing I learned from some people that I found that have a lot of success in business is basically, you know, work hard, obviously. You know, it's not luck, it's work. And, you know, having gratitude is a massive component. And to be fair, like, it may be one of the most important parts of anything is, you know, communication and gratitude and obviously having a great product. But I'll kind of leave it at that. So if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to us, like I said, we're going to make videos consistently about this kind of thing. Go to Instagram. We're on, it's MIpet Company. And it's M-I, not M-Y, M-I-P-E-T Company. And then MIpetco.com is our website. So feel free to get a hold of us, talk to us. We're engaged. You know, we're there. It's us. Send us a message. Say hi. Anyway, we will see you guys next week. And until then, have a great one. See you later. Bye.